Thomas Friedman has a piece in the New York Times that ran over the weekend that I highly recommend. And let me quote from it. Friedman says this, and first of all, the setup is to say, and this is what I was talking about on CNN on Saturday. The setup was to say that U.S. intelligence led to the taking out of many, we don't know precisely the number, but 12 Russian generals have been killed in Ukraine, most, it seems, based on intel that we provided. And the Moskva ship that was sunk, apparently with our intel as well. Hey, I'll tell you something interesting. So in the overnight Friday into Saturday, there were reports, internet reports, and images of a smoldering something at sea. There were reports that another ship had been taken out, Russian ship, presumably with our intel. So it's now, 5 a.m. on Saturday, and I'm talking to Catherine, my producer at CNN, and I said, this fits perfectly with the conversation that I want to have, which is, are we going too far in supplying the intel? Remember, we weren't going to give the MiG fighters. We do give the equipment. Now we're giving intel. Like, where is the line? Anyway, she said to me, you can't go with that story because CNN reporting has not confirmed it. And indeed, now here we are on Monday. It's nowhere. Glad I didn't do it. Glad I didn't do it. But the general reporting is out there. Our intel killed the generals or led to the killing of the generals. That's from the New York Times. NBC's coverage was about the Moskva. So taking that into account, Friedman says this. As a journalist, I love a good leak story. And the reporters who broke those stories did powerful digging. At the same time, from everything that I've been able to glean from senior U.S. officials who spoke to me on the condition of anonymity, the leaks were not part of any thought-out strategy, and President Biden was livid about them. I'm told he called the Director of National Intelligence, the Director of the CIA, and the Secretary of Defense to make clear in the strongest and most colorful language that this kind of loose talk is reckless and has got to stop immediately before we end up in an unintended war with Russia. And then, says Friedman, the staggering takeaway from these leaks is that they suggest we are no longer in an indirect war with Russia, but rather edging toward a direct war, and no one has prepared the American people or Congress for that. So, put it all together. In the Saturday question, I'm saying this is kind of risky to be directly providing intel that is used to kill Russian generals. Is the risk of inflaming Putin worth it? And 94% of, let's call it 30,000 voters said, yeah, it's worth it. And Friedman is saying, be careful. Be careful. We're getting close.